Hello and welcome to another episode of The Diary of an Early Years Educator. I am taking over Wednesday. Inevitably, Ben is now sick. He's not got tonsillitis, he's got a very bad cold. And I, to be honest, just didn't want to sit this close to him on the sofa. So we are going for a few more episodes of The Diary of an Early Years Educator this week, just because I missed loads. I feel like I didn't sit down and record for ages. So you get me again. Apologies if you're only here for Ben. I think on this little filler for this week, I actually wanted to talk about something that I've brought up on social media, I think, before. But I wanted to kind of do a little bit of a positive midweek. It's Wednesday, Wellbeing Wednesday, if you want to be like that, if you have a wellbeing week, a wellbeing day in your week. And I've seen so much on Facebook groups and even TikTok and things like that recently of just negativity, people saying how they want to leave the industry. It's just a lot of negativity online circulating with early years. There's a lot of pressure at the moment. We know that coming from loads of different angles. A lot of people are struggling with children's behaviours, and it can just feel like quite a negative space. So I actually wanted to throw some positive points of view out there for this week, just to make you maybe reflect and think about the positives that your job and your lifestyle and your career brings, not only to you, but to the families as well. So the first positive point of view that I'm going to start with is no day is the same. Every day you come to work and you might have a different group of children. You'll be doing different activities. Yes, the structure of the day is the same, meal times, etc., but the actual day is never the same. The conversations you have are not going to be the same. The activities you do and the learning outcomes that you see are not going to be the same. And that is really exciting because you just don't know what you're going to get when you walk through the door. Now, that might be positive or negative, but no day is the same. And that's exciting. You're not going to feel like you're in a rut of going to work, sitting at a desk and just doing the same thing over and over again. So that, I think, is a positive. My first positive point of view is that no day is the same, and you can kind of dictate how your day is going to run. If one day you wake up and you think, I actually want to do some baking today, you can plan that into your day and you can do that with the children. So there's a little bit more flexibility over what you can do each day. And I think that is really exciting and fun. My next one is, let's go for, actually, this kind of links. It isn't a lonely job because the children are always a distraction. Sometimes we've all got things going on. We've all got things going on in our personal lives. We've all got partner issues, family issues, personal issues, whatever it is. But when you're with the children, it never feels lonely. It never feels like you're tackling something alone, because those children are such a welcome distraction, I personally think, because they don't ask you about what's going on at home. They don't need to know. They're not bothered. They just want to spend time with you. And that is such a welcome distraction. So it's really difficult to feel upset, or alone when you are with the children. So I think that is a really lovely positive thing, that you've always got that welcome distraction when working with children. So that is really, really lovely. And let me know if you think that too. Like, do you find that children are a welcome distraction? Do you like the fact that you can just chat about anything? Sometimes, don't you find you end up talking about the weirdest stuff with children? Like, the conversations just go in such different directions than you ever think they're going to go. And they're so funny. And I just think that is really lovely, that you never really feel like you're alone in a nursery setting or any kind of early years setting, because the children are always a constant distraction. So I think that is really lovely. My next positive point of view is that you actually will become a support network for families. And I think that is so lovely. Like, you become someone that families can talk to, that families can rely on, that you become such an integral part of their life and their world. That is such a positive, that somebody has that much trust and confidence in you to be able to look after their child and ask advice and do all these different things. So I think that is so lovely, and that is such a positive. I personally think that families build connections with you, and that is just so lovely. I think sometimes people see that as a negative, that parents are using us as punching bags and whatnot, but that can be the case, and some parents do take it too far and things like that. But this is positive. This is a positive podcast today, and I think it's really nice when parents use you as a support network, because it shows those relationships that you've built are important to them as well as important to you. So that is my another positive point of view. My next, I'm just looking down on my list, sorry. My next one is celebrations become even more magical. Everyone says that like the magic of Christmas through a child's eyes, and December in an early years setting can be the most magical place. The children get so excited, and celebration throughout all the years, whatever those celebrations look like for you, the magic of those celebrations through the eyes of the children is something that is never sort of, what am I trying to say? There's something that I never underappreciate, because it is so lovely when you go into a setting and the children are just so excited about Christmas. Something about December just warms my heart, because they're so excited. They've got Christmas outfits on nearly every day. They're talking about their tree at home and Santa coming and presents and who they've bought presents for and going to visit Santa. And it's just so magical. Christmas stories, Christmas songs. It just warms my heart. And I think that is so positive as we head into what can be sometimes a difficult time of year for some people, and understandably so. And not everybody enjoys Christmas. Not everybody celebrates Christmas. But if you do celebrate Christmas, you're in a setting that celebrates Christmas, get ready for December to be the most magical time of year. It is my favourite time of year anyway. I think everything about December is so cozy. And in an early years environment, it's just even cozier. Like it's just lovely. And even celebrations, I've got written down like Halloween, Easter, Diwali, whatever it looks like for you and your celebrations, celebrating anything through the eyes of a child is more magical. And I think that is the best. Like at Easter, talking about the Easter bunny, and I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. So that is a positive point of view. And as we head to the Christmas season, that is something that you can keep in mind, that your days are about to get even more magical. Sorry, I just hit the microphone then. Apologies. This next positive point of view is that you get so involved and so invested in these children hitting their milestones that you celebrate those wins with the families. And that is amazing, because you have become part of their world, their network, like we said before. And I think that is so magical. I think it's so lovely when you become part of a family and they want to share those milestones with you as well. Like when a child starts walking, or they've done a wee on the potty, or anything like that, you just get so excited. I remember at one of our settings, I'll never forget this. It's one that everything's on the same floor. So it's a really like homey feeling kind of nursery. And one child did a wee on the potty and was so excited to just tell everyone, and sort of just stood in the hallway and everybody cheered. And it was just, it was just so heartwarming. And I think the amount that we get involved with the milestones that children hit and how much we celebrate them is so positive. So yes, we have bad days. Yes, we have the days where it feels like the world is falling down around us. But what we do to support those children, and when there's something finally clicks and you just feel like, oh my God, we did it, and it's just the best feeling. So I think that is something that is really, really lovely. Another one is that when you walk into a room, someone is always so happy to see you. And that is just the best feeling in the world. When you go into a room and someone smiles because you're there, or someone runs up to you and says your name and gives you a hug, or you answer the door and the child just runs in with you, there's no better feeling for someone in early years than that. And I think that shows the appreciation that the children have for you. you might not always feel appreciated by parents. You might not always feel appreciated by staff members or management, because there's so much of that moaning online at the moment. But those children appreciate you, and those children love spending time with you. And that is such a positive thing for anyone to feel, I think. But I want to hear from you. What are your positive points of views? Because there's so much negativity online at the moment, and I'm not sure how many people are on these Facebook groups, but they can actually be so heartbreaking to read. I find it really difficult to read. And there's also always a lot of comments on there about managers and managers not being supportive of their staff and things like that. And I think sometimes we have to remember that managers are people too. Like, your nursery managers are human beings, and they are trying to deal with so much from all the staff, all the parents, higher management, outside agencies, the children. Like, they deal with all of that side of things. So I think trying to look at things from other people's point of view is really important, because, and I'm not saying that every manager gets it right, definitely not, but I think remembering that they are human too, and that they have feelings, and they don't always get things right. Nobody is perfect. Nobody always gets things right. But reading the amount of negativity on these groups at the moment is so, like, it gets me so like flat. It makes me feel so flat. And I don't know about anybody else. So I wanted to share some positivity today, because I think that we don't get enough of that in the world in general. I actually said the other day that the news is just so depressing. Like, I get it. We are reporting on things that are going on in the world, and they're not always nice things. But why is nobody reporting on something good every day? Like, a little bit of positivity. We talk about mental health so much. When you hear all the negative things, that probably plays into it. Like, we're all just bombarded with negative. So I wanted to throw some positive out there for you today. And I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positive points of views on early years. So we had, you become that support network for families. So don't ever forget that. You can never feel lonely when you're distracted by the children. They are a fantastic distraction. Celebrations through the eyes of a child become even more magical. So buckle up for Christmas. You get so involved and invested when children hit those milestones, and families want to share them with you. No day is the same. You can kind of dictate a little bit what you want to do, and every day is slightly different and can be so fun. And when you walk in a room, someone is always happy to see you. Someone is always looking forward to having a cuddle with you or chatting with you, and it is just the best feeling. So those are my positives for today in my little Diary of an Early Years Educator takes over Little Minds Big Ideas today. We should be back, fingers crossed, all being well, as back to normal next week. I'll be back again on Friday with you. I actually wanted to talk about, before I disappear, a book that I'm reading. And I want to know what anyone else, this is actually like completely off topic of early years. So I do apologise. But I'm reading Verity by Colleen Hoover. I'm very much in my Colleen Hoover reading era at the moment. And we talked about this on Halloween last week. I hate putting myself in a situation where I'm going to be scared. And I'm reading this book, and I'm very much thinking, this is not a before bed book for me. I need to know what anyone else thinks. I think it is my anxiety. I think it just sits in my brain for too long. And I think about things too much. And I'm getting into this book and I'm thinking, if anyone's read it, I've got to... I don't want to give any spoilers away. No, I won't give any spoilers away. If you read the book or you're reading the book, don't tell me the ending, because I've not read it yet. But let me know if I should be reading this book, before I go to bed. I feel like it's a get home from work while dinner's cooking kind of book, not as I get into bed and try to sleep. That's just kind of the vibe I'm getting so far. Ugly Love was not like that. Ugly Love was we can read it any time of day. So let me know if you would recommend that I just maybe don't read it then, if I get like bad dreams. And then I need more book recommendations, please. I'm very much wanting to build up my book collection. So any recommendations on books would not go amiss. And yeah, that is our Positive Wellness Wednesday. Diary of an Early Years Educator takes over Little Minds Big Ideas because Ben is feeling a little bit poorly. So I'll see you again on Friday, and I hope that you are having a lovely week so far. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.